Hi, today I'm making chicken sage meatballs. This is a recipe that I had been wanting to try, and since I've been growing sage, I thought it'd be a great idea to show this or demonstrate this. So first you start with a pound of ground chicken, and then you're going to season to taste with Morton seasoned salt or seasoning blend. I'm going to use 1/8 of a cup of finely chopped sage, as well as diced onions. Remember, they're for meatballs, so you want the diced onion to be very small. I used bell pepper from my garden, and so these are the bell peppers you've been seeing. As well, I used a blend of red and green just to add a little bit more flavor. I used a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs, and so this is the Progresso breadcrumbs, and I've added those to the chicken, and a 1/2 cup of stewed tomatoes. I had some stewed tomatoes left over from a different recipe, so I used that. I added 1 egg and then began to mix all of my ingredients together and form meatballs. Next, I'm going to spray my baking dish with any kind of vegetable spray, Pam, that kind of thing, and then I will place each meatball into the pan as you see here. Once all the meatballs are formed, I'm going to place them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. Next, I'm going to begin making the sauce. So I had that leftover pizza sauce that I used when I was demonstrating the mini basil pizzas and then the little regular pizzas. And so since I had that up, I thought I would use that and just doctor that sauce up. It's about a cup. So I added 1/8 of a cup of mushrooms, 1/8 of a cup of oregano, fresh oregano from the garden, as well as 1/8 of a cup of bell pepper and red onion. Next, I'm going to saute my onion and my bell pepper in a little bit of garlic oil. I added the cup of stewed tomatoes that I had in addition to the cup of sauce that I had left over. Again, I'm using leftovers. And once I've sauteed that and added them to it, I'm adding the fresh herbs to it as well as the mushrooms last. Again, I've just sort of doctored this sauce up because that's what I had in my refrigerator. I added about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt to taste, and then I added pepper. I tasted the sauce. It seemed like it needed a little garlic, so I added 2 small chopped cloves and added that to the sauce. And that was perfect. And I let that simmer for about 15 minutes. Once that was done, the meatballs came out of the oven, and I actually poured the sauce over, as you can see. And I added a 6 blend Italian cheese. So it's finely shredded cheese, provolone romano, fatino, several blends, and just poured that over the meatball. I chopped up some of my fresh tomatoes for a salad, and my bell pepper, and set that aside. I added a little sage to the top, and then when it was done, I served that meatball with a side salad, and it was just incredible. And so I kind of put this recipe together. It's not one that I have made before, but it's something I wanted to try. It was delicious, and so I highly recommend this recipe. And that is chicken sage meatballs.